What is going on, everybody? Liv Moods here, back with another Liv Moods podcast, back home from downtown Denver following the Lakers-Nuggets game. Had to give you guys a real, raw, honest reaction. If you think you're coming here to get a bunch of Nuggets biased Homer energy, no, we're simply going to be speaking truth bombs. Anybody that watched that game last night knows that this episode is probably going to be full of a lot of Nuggets praise, as it should be. So we need to get right into it. Obviously, I'm going to start with the most incredible part of the night outside of the win and the 6 in a row wins against the Lakers, the Who's Your Daddy Denver Nuggets. I want to talk about the ring ceremony, the banner being lifted. What an awesome moment. I think any sports fan that has been a part of a franchise, a fan of a franchise that finally makes history, and you get to be alive and you get to be there for it and you get to witness it firsthand, you know how incredible it is. It flashes me back to TCU. Yes, TCU got absolutely curb stomped in the national championship. But to be along that journey, to see the Cinderella story unfold, it's really why we're sports fans. It's why we love sports so much. Those moments are exceptional. So I got to start with the ring ceremony. How freaking cool. And the way that Ball Arena absolutely roars for Nikola Jokic, chanting MVP. I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it, because it truly is not only great to be a part of a Nuggets fan base that finally made history, but also I've been a Nuggets fan my whole life, and I have never watched basketball as a 25-year-old. You have to remember, I was not alive for, some of these other players people like to talk about. To be able to sit with my own two eyes and watch what Nikola Jokic does on the basketball court in itself is magic. So what an incredible night. I got to take my mom with me. It was a work trip. Shout out FanDuel for sending me to the game. I got some cool content out of it. We cashed a parlay. Who doesn't love cashing a parlay? But more importantly, got to witness history. And any sports fan, you can be excited for me. Even if you're a Heat fan, a Lakers fan, a whatever fan, you know that feeling. Maybe you haven't felt that feeling. I hope everyone in their life gets to feel that feeling with some sports team that they are a part of, because, oh my God, it was so cool. But I do want to get into the game itself. Let's start with the Lakers. Let's start with the Lakers for a second. I was dumbfounded. Actually, it took my breath away to sit in that arena and go on Twitter and watch Lakers fans complaining about calls that were missed by the refs. It doesn't feel good, does it? You have been on the other side of those calls for years, maybe decades, and now you finally feel the feeling and it doesn't feel great. Was there an interference call with Gordon that was missed? Yes, but was there also a foul call missed on Jamal Murray at the three-point line? Also yes. So I know you're probably grasping at straws trying to figure out a way to justify the fact that the Nuggets have now won 6 games straight against the Los Angeles Lakers, but at the end of the day, it's not the refs, it's talent, okay? So let's get into that. I almost got upset about seeing people on Twitter, and then all of a sudden, Ball Arena is roaring with Who's Your Daddy chants. I can't make this up. It was exceptional. Listen, we're a small market little sports city out here. People didn't know Denver Nuggets fans existed until we won a championship. They think we all just jumped on the ship when they started getting good. No, we've been here. We just haven't had a lot to say because we get it. This is our first ring. We are not a dynasty. Are we building one? Absolutely. But we get it. We've been quiet because if we were loud, we know we'd get the internet trolls going, well, 17 versus 1. I've heard it all. They're no longer creative insults. They don't hurt my feelings because at the end of the day, what have you done for me lately? And I'll tell you who is not doing something for people lately, Anthony Davis. Let's get into the Lakers. I'll start with that part, and then we'll jump into the Nuggets. First of all, defensively, the ceiling is very high defensively for this Lakers team, and I'm going to give them that credit. But they did not have an answer for the Nuggets. Still, you would think Anthony Davis sitting back in an interview. Yeah, we've had some conversations after that sweep, after the talk, and we've had some conversations. Did that conversation include a 0-point second half by you? No score, a scoreless half by superstar Anthony Davis? It's inexcusable. To be honest, I don't even care what you did in the first half because you did nothing in the second half. The defensive ceiling's very high for this Lakers team, but I'll tell you where I saw an issue sitting there watching the game. There's a sense of a lackadaisical energy, a lack of effort by Anthony Davis, and that's a big, big problem. I cannot justify a superstar not scoring points in the second half. And what it appeared to me is that this Lakers team crumbled without LeBron James on the floor. If the oldest guy on your team, named LeBron James, who has done it all at this point, is the best and most consistent player on your team, putting out the most effort, you have a problem, and you are not going to win a championship that way. You're just not. Now, to play devil's advocate, they did start 2-10 last season, and they did end up in the Western Conference Finals. I understand there's a lot of time left, but from what I saw, to not have an answer for the Nuggets at all, the team that swept you in the Western Conference Finals, you would think this would be the game where we would see the Lakers on their best behavior. We'd see them the most motivated, with the most effort being put forth on both sides of the court, and we didn't see that. Now, to play devil's advocate again, they are trying to guard the most unguardable person in the entire league, so I get it. But listen, not feeling great about what we saw from the Lakers. I thought they made some adjustments in the offseason that were feeling really positive. I was excited about Anthony Davis talking, hey, we've had some conversations, we're feeling pretty great. I wanted to see that, but we did not see that. AD does not play aggressively enough or consistently enough for me to believe in this team from a championship lens right now. I know it's only one game, but I mean, in a superstar-driven league, to have a scoreless second half, I don't feel great about his consistency throughout the year, the longevity of Anthony Davis. We got 56 games out of him last season. The years prior, 36 and 40. We know he's injury-prone, and already we're seeing a lackadaisical energy from him. And it doesn't, as a Lakers fan, I wouldn't feel great about it. So, very simply put, if LeBron James is the only person that is consistently putting out effort, and is arguably the best player on the floor for you, I just don't know how you're going to compete with teams like the Suns, like the Nuggets, like the Warriors for that matter. We saw that the Warriors still got that dog in them. So Western Conference is tough, and I just didn't love what I saw from a Lakers perspective in regards to just simply a lack of energy. But let's talk about some of my favorite moments. Outside of the ring ceremony last night, Reggie Jackson cooking LeBron James, then splashing a 3 in his face. Come on now, Colorado native, you love to see it. The crowd went wild, as they should. From a more generic standpoint, the teamwork and chemistry is still very much alive for the Denver Nuggets, and I think there was some concern of, will they have that championship hangover? What will we get from them right off the jump? Will it take them a little bit of time to kind of get the cobwebs off and get back in the groove? No. The groove is there. The groove is there, and I really, really loved what I saw. I want to talk about a moment from Jamal Murray that I don't think people would have seen if they were watching it from the TV, but I absolutely noticed it when I was live watching this game. Najee's got the ball. He's at the perimeter. He's on the three-point line. He's looking around. He's trying to feed it to somebody. There's wide open people everywhere. He looks to Jamal, who's wide open under the basket. Jamal looks at him and goes, shoot it. And I loved that. That, to me, felt like right now, the Nuggets have a very seamless rotation between Jamal Murray and Jokic. One of them is going to be on the floor at any given moment, for the most part. And what I saw was that Jamal was really stepping into a on-the-floor coach mode a little bit, which we've seen from him before. But to look at a young guy that's not really getting minutes and to make him feel important enough to say, take your shot. If you miss it, oh well. Take your shot. That is your shot. Shoot it. I really liked that. I really did. And maybe I'm a sentimental I cry at Hallmark commercials, so maybe, take that with a grain of salt. But it kind of gave me goosebumps. Like, wow, this is a chemistry. There is so much to say about this Nuggets chemistry that, yes, there are talented rosters all over the NBA right now. You've got the Celtics that made some awesome moves in the offseason. You've got the Bucks with now Damian Lillard and Giannis. I talked about them yesterday. A lot of really talented rosters, but that chemistry, oh my God, I just love it. So I saw Jamal Murray step into a little bit of a coaching mode. He's letting the young guys get their shots up. They feel important. They know that when they come off the bench, they've got a role. They matter. Hey, take your shot. I loved that. Like I said, seamless rotation between Jokic and Jamal Murray that I think will absolutely work in favor of this Nuggets offense. Let me tell you something about MPJ. I was watching him take threes. I was watching him brick threes. And I also watched him last season in the playoffs take a lot of shots, and they weren't falling. He is a three-point shooter. That is what we know Michael Porter Jr. to be. That was at one point his role on this Denver Nuggets offense. But fear not, Nuggets fans. I just don't think that's his game anymore, and I'm okay with it. I will say, He was limited in the preseason. I think there was an ankle injury going on that he was kind of babying a little bit to be on the safe side, which I appreciate. He was limited in the preseason, so obviously game one, I'm not going to expect his threes to be, his threes to fall and him to be back on his 3-point, because again, we did see him struggle in the playoffs. Now, he hustled defensively. He was physical around the board. He has a new role on this Denver team, and I think it's going to be a good one. I'm okay with him taking a step back and not being the MPJ that's a 3-point shooter lights out. I'm okay with that. As long as his shooting slump does not become mental, I am okay with the role that I saw from him last night. He still got a jumper, and he was hustling on defense. He was physical around the board. His threes weren't falling, but you know what? Maybe that's just not his game anymore, and I'm fine with it. So, want to give a shout out to MPJ. I think it's easy to watch the threes not fall and go, no, I don't want this. He was absolutely compensating. Hey, 3 didn't fall. Guess what? I'm over here back on the other side of the court, and I am hustling on defense. I'm getting boards. I am containing this Lakers offense. I love it. I love it. So I'm okay with the fact that MPJ's game is different. And honestly, I think it's going to work for him. And I think it's going to work for the Nuggets. Because the moment he got mental with his threes not falling in the playoffs, he was making mistakes. He was kind of becoming a little bit of a liability here and there. Stick to what you're doing right. Stick to what you're good at. And I know you're a 3-point shooter, so it probably is easy to go mental with it and go, God dang it, like, why can't these fall? This is not who I am. Guess what? We all evolve, we all grow, we all change. You are evolving. Defensively, I love what you're doing. Fall back on that jumper, baby, and get back on the other side of the court and hustle, because that's what you did last night, and I was okay with it. So that was what I wanted to say about MPJ. Those are kind of some of my favorite moments that I saw between Jamal Murray being a little bit of an on-the-floor coach, the rotation of Jokic and Jamal, Jackson cooking LeBron, and MPJ stepping into a new role. The chemistry, the dynamic is phenomenal. So let's talk about the Nuggets pros on a little bit more of a detailed level, and then we're going to get out of here because, again, all of these shows I'm doing, short, sweet, to the point. So let's get to the point here. The Nuggets have a very fundamentally sound roster. We saw that in the playoffs last season. We know this. But more importantly, they have Nikola mother effing Jokic. And any person that I continue to see either try to deny Jokic of what he is, which is the best player in the world, and or put him in a category with a Giannis or a whoever, stop it. You look foolish. I mean, what else can I say? The Jamal and Jokic pick and roll combination is the best in the league. If you don't think so, zip your mouth. I don't want to hear it. I really don't want to hear it. Jokic is not only unguardable, untouchable, an offensive machine, but he's also got to be considered as one of the best passers in the league. I mean, this man will be averaging, based on what I saw last night, this man's averaging triple-doubles all year. All year, which we already know he can do. I mean, I just don't know how you watch Nikola Jokic and you deny any negative thought. Okay, I'll maybe give you defensively. Could he use a little work defensively? Sure. Free throws? Woo! Okay. Final stretch of the playoff games, some of those free throws were about to send me through the roof, up to the moon. So yes, I will give you that. But he is unstoppable. You cannot guard this man. Whether it's an off-centered, one-footer, floater, ugly as hell, looks like his eyes are closed, it's swooshing. You may as well give up. You just can't defend it. No look passes to Jamal, pick and roll, boom, in your face. I don't know how you cannot deny Jokic of what he is. He is the best player in the world. He cannot be stopped. He's unguardable. He's one of the best passers in the league. He will be averaging triple-doubles all season long, and I don't know how you don't put your money on him for MVP at this point. I don't. And I'm telling you, there was a twinkle in that man's eyes watching that banner rise, and I thought, oh, shit, the league is in trouble. Because that looked like a man that actually liked his work a little bit more than horses just now. Holy shit. Watch out. Oh! the league's in trouble with Nikola Jokic. I just don't know how you can watch this man and not give him the credit where it's due. Oh, you don't like that he doesn't make basketball his whole personality? Get over it. Cry me a river. Build a bridge. I mean, my God. If that's the only negative thing you have to say about Nikola Jokic, keep it coming. Okay. He likes horses more than he likes the parade. I mean, a little weird for sure. Super weird. But, who cares? He's balling on your face. You can't stop him. Call it what it is. Having Nikola Jokic on your side, automatic winner. But then to have every other piece around you knowing their role, coming off the bench, making an impact. Let's talk about Reggie Jackson clocking good minutes. When Jamal Murray was out, Jokic was in, Reggie Jackson getting good minutes. He looked good. He gave me some serious hope for a sixth man role, especially after cooking LeBron James. Peyton Watson off the bench, or should I say Peyton Swatson off the bench with a huge defensive play. All of this to say, Jamal Murray encouraging Najee to take the shot. All of this to say the Nuggets have depth, which we know matters. We've seen it in the playoffs before. You could be talented and win all regular season long. If you don't have depth in a 7-game series, yikes, you're in trouble. The Nuggets have depth. And even more importantly, when we see guys come off of the bench for this team, they know their role. They know they matter. They're not just a bench guy. Christian Braun knows what he can do on both sides of the court, and when he comes off the bench, damn it, he's going to do it. Okay, everybody knows their role. We saw how well this worked tremendously for this Nuggets team last season, and I just don't see it stopping anytime soon. The Lakers did not have an answer, and I don't think anyone else will. I know it's only one game, but if you actually watch basketball, you would have watched that game last night and said they haven't missed a beat. I mean, there's a reason that they won the finals in 5 games. And we saw it. We saw it last night. So you can be mad at how much I talk trash about the Lakers. You can be mad about how much we gloat and how proud we are of our team. But at the end of the day, the Nuggets are playing good-ass basketball. And like I said yesterday, if they're boring to you, go watch Bravo. I'm sure the housewives would love to have you. But as for those basketball games, give me the Nuggets, man. They are playing good-ass basketball, and I don't think it's stopping anytime soon. I know they've got OKC, and they've got the Grizzlies coming up. Grizzlies will be without Ja Morant for 25 games. Steven Adams, season-ending injury. God, I hate that for them. I really, really do. OKC's got offensive firepower everywhere. So reality is the Nuggets are excellent. Haven't missed a beat. They are excellent. But the target will continue to grow on their back every time they win. And they're going to keep winning. They're going to win a lot of games this season, based on what I saw last night. They're winning a lot of games this season. And the target's going to keep getting bigger. So as long as they can stay focused, keep that chemistry, obviously injuries, knock on wood, those are something you got to worry about. But as of now, I cannot make a case for any other team outside of the Denver Nuggets right now. So shout out to Vegas for the disrespect and putting them third in odds to win the championship, because you're just making the odds better for me. I love you for that. All right, you guys, this has been another Liv Moods pod talking all things Lakers, Nuggets, but most importantly, the Denver Nuggets, because holy hell. Chef's kiss. Appreciate you guys for being here. We'll be back for another episode very, very soon. Drop your feedback, comments, arguments, takes down in the comments section. Let me know how you liked this episode. Let me know what you think about the Nuggets, any futures bets you plan on taking. We're going to talk about it all. We're going to keep cranking out YouTube content for you guys. I appreciate you for being here as always, and we'll see you soon. Go Nuggets.